Acharya Shree, what causes people to fall off the spiritual path or not take up the spiritual path?
It's a beautiful question. I will say in one word, and very strong word. People are not on spiritual path, they don't take the spiritual path, or they follow the spiritual path because of ignorance. In our holy text in Hindu culture, what they call holy text, it is called avidya. Avidya means simply ignorance. Because people are not wise enough. Even though they start as following the spiritual path, and there are many obstacles on the way. It has to happen obstacles, because when person is on the good path, other people will criticize him or her. It is a natural, because it doesn't seem like that person who is on the spiritual path is like them. So they try always that this person is off the track. Something is wrong with it. Something is wrong with this person, because it's not acting normally. And I will suggest people, when person is awakened, all the people consider that person is a crazy person, because it doesn't belong to them anymore. It is the ignorance of the people. But sometimes that person who is following the spiritual path can get trapped into the people's idea. He or she will think that if one person says that I am wrong or something wrong with you, that is okay. But two persons say, 3, 4, hundreds of people say the same thing, and they begin to think that maybe something is wrong with me, and they drop the spiritual path because of their own ignorance. It is the ignorance is the root of all these sufferings. That's why people need to take a spiritual path. But because of ignorance, avidya, we cannot take it. And the people who want to take even the spiritual path, is not easy to take it, because the first step is very, very hard to take it. And once the first step is taken, it is possibility that person will go all the way to the spiritual path. But still, ignorance. Ignorance is the root. All the suffering and karmas. So somehow we have to dissolve this ignorance by, if we meet someone enlightened person. If enlightened person will advise you and will take you to the right direction, to the right path. Because first thing, the enlightened one will attack on your ignorance. And human is full of ignorance, even though they consider themselves they are the most civilized people on the earth, or in the galaxy even. But it is not true, because it is their ego. And that's why I suggest people that if you want to take step towards the spiritual path, I will suggest you Vinayo Dhammasya Moolam. Humbleness, politeness is the root of towards the spiritual path. First thing, you be humble, you be polite, then inside you are peaceful. Once you are peaceful and you have a good advisor, you have a master with you, then you can be awakened. Your ignorance can be shattered. If ignorance is there, even God Himself or awakened one or enlightened one in front of you cannot awake you, because the ignorance is so strong, it cannot be broken unless you take the step. And first step is very important. Once you take the first step, it is possibility, chance that you will be on the spiritual path. I will suggest all spiritual people that try to work on your ignorance. Is avidya, ignorance. Because of ignorance there is attachment. Because of ignorance there is a moha, there is asakti, craving. Because of ignorance there is a anger, ego, deceitfulness or greediness. It is all, the root is ignorance. So work on your own ignorance. Take advice from the enlightened one, but don't get trapped into religions. If you are trapped into religions, you might be a scholar of a religion. You might have a lot of knowledge about the religion, about the textbooks, but you cannot dissolve, you cannot shatter ignorance. I will say this is the seed. This seed has a big tree, big branches. So you need to work on the seed. Once the seed, if you will work and a person works on the seed, it never will grow like a tree. So you need to dissolve it, and the very strong seed is ignorance. I will call it again and again. That's why people fall off from the spiritual path, and they cannot take to the spiritual path because of the ignorance.